My name is Wanda dePaz-Ibanez, and I have been asked to share with you a favorite recipe from my childhood and my home country, Puerto Rico. I chose to share a recipe for salt codfish, which is not such a well-known ingredient over here. And bacalao, as we call it, it's a popular ingredient, especially for Lent during that week and those days, and also all year round because it's a refreshing salad. The Serenata de Bacalao, it's the recipe we will be making today, although there are many other preparations for bacalao. In my hometown, which is in the heart of Puerto Rico in the mountains, seafood was not part of our regular diet, except for bacalao. Bacalao was something you will find on every table from all walks of life. And it was brought to the interior of the island, salted and dry, and that way it could travel and it would not spoil. So the first thing that you have to do when dealing with the salted codfish, the bacalao, is to desalt it, which I already did. And there are several ways of doing that. I soaked it for 24 hours, and during that time I changed the water about 3 times. Other ways of doing it that do not take as long is to soak it for 1 to 2 hours and then boil it in fresh water for 10 to 20 minutes. The idea is to take enough salt away from it, but keep it seasoned. Once you have desalted it, you rinse it fresh and then either shred it or cut it in smaller pieces as I showed you already. Other ingredients that go into this very simple and refreshing recipe are diced onions, white, yellow, or red, your choice. Diced green bell peppers, and fresh and ripe tomatoes. We also add things like avocado, one of my favorite additions, and also manzanilla olives, the salad olives with the red peppers, and sometimes also capers. The traditional one made at my home by my mom to this day does not include the olives, but will always include the avocados. Simply put together, you have your shredded cabbage, green cabbage, which I think I failed to mention earlier. And the cabbage traditionally is the green one. I bet that if you have some of the red cabbage, it will also be a very festive and colorful preparation. Over the shredded cabbage, you're going to pile your codfish. Okay? Those recipes usually call to assemble the other ingredients around the codfish, but personally, in the way I saw my mother preparing it, I will mix some of these delicious and flavorful onions and some of the diced pepper already with the codfish. My mother always says that she does that because we were so many, we're 8 siblings, that she wanted to have it all ready so that there was no argument about who was taking what from the plate. Once you do that, then very simply you're going to put all the other ingredients around the dish, around the codfish, in little piles. You follow your own pattern to taste. I will put some more of the onions on top. Then you will do the same with the pepper. Usually the recipe for a full pound will ask for 2 peppers, 2 medium sized bell peppers. I usually put a little less than that because of my taste. You know, I really enjoy green bell peppers, but not as much as putting 2 full ones in the recipe. Then you will go with your beautiful and vibrant tomatoes and you will place them around your bacalao. And you love that word? I like very much that word, bacalao. Alright, like so. I love the color it adds to the plate. Alright? And then, as I mentioned, you can add avocados. I'm trying to find here the closest thing to the avocados that we have in Puerto Rico. So these are from South Florida. But you can use Hass avocados, which is, you know, the ones that we find easily here. If you were going to go with the olives, then that would be another nice and beautiful addition to the plate. And voila! Here's your Serenata de Bacalao. The final ingredient and the most important would be olive oil. Delicious extra virgin, if possibly cold pressed olive oil. And you will put tons of it. You start with whatever, half a cup or so, but you just soak it. That's how I like it. And then if you think it needs any, in this case I'm going to do it for our avocados, you salt a little bit, always tasting. I had already tasted the CODFISH and it had perfect salt. You put a little bit of black pepper, freshly ground for a better flavor, and then it's ready to go. Now you can eat it like this. You may add more cabbage if you so like, or you can add other type of lettuces like romaine, for example, to make it more of a green salad with all these delicious ingredients. But traditionally in Puerto Rico, you serve it with viandas, which are our root vegetables, traditional root vegetables. And over here I can point to some batata, also known as boniato, and yuca. Other viandas that you can boil and serve with it are Jayuya, which is also known as malanga, apio, green bananas, even potatoes, and little green bananas as well. And you boil them all. Usually you boil them in salted water for about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And then you serve them with the salad and you soak them in olive oil. And it is heavenly. There's another preparation that I personally love, which is to serve it as an appetizer on top of a twice fried plantain, a tostone. And tostones are crunchy and delicious. They are our answer to French fries, and they are perfect to come loaded. And loading them with the serenata makes for a wonderful appetizer with a cold beer, a glass of rosé, or anything along those lines that makes you happy. So I hope this recipe of my Serenata de Bacalao from Puerto Rico, it's enjoyed at your home, and buen provecho.